What if you never got a second chance? Not tomorrow, not someday, not after things finally slow down. What if this life was it? Most people don't live like that. They live like life is a rough draft. Like there will always be time to fix things later. Like mistakes come with an undo button. We delay the hard conversations. We delay the risky decisions. We delay becoming who we know we should be. Because deep down, we believe we'll get another opportunity. But imagine for a moment that you won't. Imagine waking up one day and realizing there are no second chances waiting for you. No reset, no fresh start, no clean slate, just the life you lived, exactly as it is. Every word you didn't say stays locked inside you. Every apology you avoided never reaches the person who needed it. Every dream you postponed quietly expires. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they assume time is unlimited. They assume there will always be another year, another moment, another chance to try again. But time doesn't warn you when it's about to take something away. You don't get a notification that says this was your last opportunity. You don't get a countdown. You don't get closure. Things just end. People disappear from your life. Doors close. Energy fades. Motivation dries up. And one day, without realizing it, the window is gone. Think about how many times you've told yourself, I'll do it later. Later, when I'm ready. Later, when I'm confident. Later, when things are perfect. But later is not a place. Later is a lie we tell ourselves to feel comfortable today. If there were no second chances, comfort will be dangerous. Because comfort is where potential goes to sleep. Comfort is where urgency dies. Comfort is where years disappear quietly. Look at the people around you. Most of them aren't living bad lives. They're living unfinished ones. Lives full of almosts. Almost tried. Almost changed. Almost became something more. They didn't fail dramatically. They just waited too long. If there were no second chances, the way you see your days would change. You wouldn't waste hours scrolling without thinking. You wouldn't stay in places that drain you. You wouldn't tolerate people who disrespect your time and energy. You would protect your attention like it matters. Because it does. Attention is your life, spent one moment at a time. Every day you wake up, you spend a piece of yourself, and you never get it back. Yet most people spend their days like they're free. They give their time to people who don't care, to habits that give nothing back, to distractions that leave them emptier than before. And they call it living. If there were no second chances, you would feel the weight of your choices. You would realize that who you are becoming is not an accident. It's the result of what you choose to do when nobody is watching. Your habits would feel heavier. Your excuses would sound weaker. Your actions would matter more. You wouldn't wait to become disciplined. You wouldn't wait to take responsibility. You wouldn't wait for motivation to magically appear. Because motivation doesn't save people. Action does. Most regret doesn't come from failure. It comes from inaction, from the chances you didn't take, the words you didn't say, the life you didn't live. People don't regret trying and failing as much as they regret never trying at all. And the reason regret hurts so deeply is because it comes when there is no time left to fix anything. If there were no second chances, relationships would feel different. You would speak more honestly. You would love more intentionally. You would stop assuming people will always be there. Because they won't. One day, the last conversation happens. One day, the last message is sent. One day, the last time you see someone becomes the last time forever. And most people don't realize it until it's already passed. They think there will always be time to reconnect, to apologize, to explain. But life doesn't wait for closure. If there were no second chances, you would stop living for approval. You wouldn't shape your life around other people's expectations. You wouldn't silence yourself to stay accepted. You wouldn't shrink just to fit in. Because pleasing everyone is pointless. When time is limited, you would live in alignment with who you are, not who you're pretending to be. You would take responsibility for your own path, your own failures, your own growth. You would stop blaming circumstances and start owning your choices. If there were no second chances, fear would lose its power. Fear only survives when you believe you can always try again later. Fear thrives on delay, but when you realize this moment matters, fear becomes smaller because wasting your life becomes scarier than failing. And that shift changes everything. You start acting. You start building. You start moving. Not because you're confident, but because you understand the cost of doing nothing. If there were no second chances, discipline would feel different. You wouldn't see discipline as punishment. You would see it as respect for your future self. You wouldn't negotiate with yourself every day. You wouldn't constantly choose comfort over growth, because every choice would feel permanent. You would understand that the future you is watching what you do today, and one day, that future version becomes your present. There is no escape from that. If there were no second chances, you would stop waiting to feel ready. You would realize readiness is a myth. No one ever feels fully prepared. People who change their lives don't wait for certainty. They move with fear. They move with doubt. They move anyway, because waiting doesn't protect you. It only delays your growth. The uncomfortable truth is this. Even if second chances exist, they are never guaranteed, and they rarely look the way you expect. Opportunities don't always come back. People don't always forgive. Time doesn't rewind. Sometimes life gives you one shot and moves on, and most people don't take that seriously until it's too late. So ask yourself this. If you truly believed you had no second chance, what would you change today? What would you stop tolerating? What would you start building? Who would you stop becoming? Maybe the problem isn't that life is unfair. Maybe the problem is that you've been treating it like a rehearsal. It's not. This is the performance. You don't need a second chance to live with intention. You need to stop wasting the first one. If this made you stop and think, subscribe. More like this is coming.